After the success of Over the Garden Wall and Long Live the Royals? Wait, was that a success? Cartoon Network has made another miniseries, Infinity Train, based on a very popular pilot. The story follows Tulip, a teenage girl who's readying to go to game design camp. However, her parents' schedules get in the way. Fed up with her parents' poor communication and seeming lack of interest in her, Tulip runs away to get to camp on foot. On her way over, she gets trapped on the Infinity Train, an endless train where each cart contains its own small universe. Tulip encounters new friends, One, a robot ball boy, and Atticus, a royal corgi, and she sets off on a journey to get off the train and get to game design camp. Right off the bat, it's easy to see how unique this series is. The introduction is probably less than 5 minutes long, yet in that time you can completely understand or relate to Tulip's character. She's written very realistically, and the topic of divorce the show covers is something I've never seen get such a strong focus in animation before. It's a great premise, and Tulip gets a very nice emotional arc throughout the series. I love the aesthetic of the series too. It has a really nice Doctor Who or Portal style theme, and it has very picture book like backgrounds and awesome music. I really hope they put out a soundtrack for this because the music is what stuck out the most to me during the show's more dramatic moments. And I liked all the characters too, one in particular because he's like almost the same as Wheatley from Portal, and the world needs more goofy spherical robot characters. Now my cons with this show mostly come from the pacing of it. This is definitely a series that needs to be watched at least twice to get the most out of it. I think anyways. There were several times on my first watch where I was lost and confused, and I think I figured out what caused that. The show tries to create two big mysteries. The mystery of how the train works, and the mystery of what's going wrong with the train. But you can't understand what's going wrong if you don't even know how it works. You don't get the answer to either of those mysteries until the final 2 episodes, so whenever it foreshadowed stuff I just got confused because I couldn't tell if I was supposed to understand what it was showing or not. It's not really something like Gravity Falls where you can easily figure out the mystery before the end, because it doesn't give out clues in that same sort of way. I guess Over the Garden Wall told its story in the same way too. And it's such a short series that it doesn't really matter too much. Now maybe I'm the only person who feels that way, but it honestly doesn't even hinder the show that much because it's like, what, 2 hours long? I'm just sort of saying that as a warning, I guess. Though maybe the series would have benefited from being longer. I think because it's so quick and focuses only on Tulip's arc, you don't really get to see everything the writers wanted to show. Particularly, I don't think you get to see a lot of the train or the different cool worlds that they could have explored. There's a lot of talking about things that they did off screen, and I wish I could see those things, even if they weren't directly related to the mystery. I guess it's a compromise because if the show was longer, you'd get more attached to the characters, the mystery could be built differently, and you'd get to see more creative carts. But if the show went on for too long, it'd end up like Adventure Time, where people begin to lose interest because it seems like it's nothing but build up and distraction all the time. So I appreciate that they took the story in the miniseries direction. By the end, they definitely got to tell the story they wanted to. It certainly conveyed well enough to have an impact. It just feels like they sort of pressed the fast forward button on a show that should have been a little longer. The strongest point of the show for me was definitely the final 3 episodes. They're so amazingly dramatic that it pretty much makes up for all my gripes. I mean really, right towards the end, they did probably the most graphic out of nowhere thing I've ever seen on a Cartoon Network show. And that really surprised me, so it shot the show several points up in my book. The ending is definitely what made this show, for me anyways. Overall, even if it sounds like I complained a bit, I love this series. I only have those problems with the pacing because I wish I could love it even more. And despite that problem, it delivers a strong message through a creative and unique concept, with fun characters and a good amount of excitement and drama. And yes, I am aware of the thing that they announced at the end, but that's a spoiler, maybe? So I'm treating this series like it's self-contained. But I'm excited to see what might happen next. I'd love to see more of the show's world. Anything that can fondly remind me of the Portal series, Over the Garden Wall, and Gravity Falls is something great. I hope you check out the series if you're interested. The show's creator encourages everyone to watch the show from legal sources like iTunes or on demand. So please, if you can, watch it legally and give it support. If you like this video of mine, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to know when I post a new video. Also consider supporting me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and super special thanks to my Patreon supporters.